Blurp. Camera's live.
Woo!
Nice.
I just waved at the people.
There's one person watching. It's me.
It's me. I kid you.
Remember, not in the mic.
Oh yeah, sorry. At least you can cut that out.
Also, I should have sent you this message, but somebody was talking about in the beginning and in the very beginning of the intro, we seem to be talking over each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's possible it could have entirely been me. But somebody, one of my Twitter followers who's, I don't know if he's blind or just visually impaired. He was asking if we were in different rooms and there was a lag. And I was like, no, we're all just right there talking over each other.
That's a concern of mine when we do like remote stuff.
Oh, lag.
There we go.
Apparently we can't even do it in the real world, so...
That's why. That's why it's a concern.
What are you doing? Oh. That's crazy.
Closed to force more air upstairs.
That's crazy that works that way. That's very old-fashioned.
This house was built in the 80s.
Yeah.
Hey, me too.
Yeah.
This house is older than I am. This house was in 83.
3 years. Older than me and Philip. And you too as well, I guess, suppose. But Philip and I were early to 1986.
Rub it in. Hey, yeah, well, my wife's older than you are.
Woohoo. I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about the 4 of us.
Shouldn't talk about a lady's age.
I'm the oldest out of
Good
all of
point
us
there. Good
by
point.
3 days. 4 days.
Yeah, but what if the
3
lady
days.
won't shut up about it?
4 days. Technically. 4 days, right? Because the 31st is there. Or would it just be 3 days because you don't count your day or my day?
I don't know.
Math
I
is
would
tricky.
say, just like in a game when you have to move forward X number of spaces, you don't count the space you're on.
But I do count the space that I'm going to.
You count the space you land on. Yes.
So then 4 days.
Okay.
I'm going to go with doesn't matter days.
I think it matters.
It doesn't.
Hey, that's the game you guys played wrong on the stream a couple times.
Which one?
I know.
You guys or just you gal?
I just forgot to move my board.
Twice, right?
Yeah. It only hindered
That's
me.
like, I don't know if I know this game, but based on the way you're explaining it, like, I think you missed a step.
Yeah. So I guess technically it did make it easier because it was closer for me to get to the meat.
It was
but
easier to kill her.
yeah, that too.
You'll
Anyway.
be dead.
All right.
We can go.
Yeah.
Ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you need to test anything?
I have the levels where I left them, so should be
Okay.
good.
Hold on. I'm just going to pull up Patreon real quick.
To
Do you
name
wanna-
some people.
Do you want to test the fade real quick? Make sure that.
Let me see if
Oh,
I can
yeah.
get the eraser to do something. Well, it's
Oh.
the fade is fine.
No, I
it's
don't
just
have it.
getting my finger to lock onto
I have a
this thing.
We should bring a stylus.
Yeah, I was going to say somewhere I have a stylus.
Styluses don't work. Not the ones that are like built into the pins.
Like the nubs.
Yeah, because I have to push so hard that I can't get the accuracy.
Hmm.
I really need a mouse. Hey, look, I grabbed it first try.
That's nice.
It won't happen again.
It won't.
When I need it, it won't be there.
You just wasted your natural 20 on a perception roll.
Yeah.
Told you.
I'm sorry. Did anybody doubt her?
No.
Not for a second.
But I'm just saying. I apologize because there's going to be coughing in this episode.
Don't apologize to me. I don't have to edit it.
I've already
Oh,
apologized.
I forgot to tell you, I'm stepping down.
I told Colin, I said, it's a shame that we don't have separate feeds because then you could just cut out my spot where I cough.
If we're ever remotely recording, we'll have two separate
Yeah.
audios. So
That's
I
true.
mean, it's one of the things I want to do, but
Yeah.
That was what, when I was trying to do a mobile setup, I wanted to get the Zoom H6 has 4, you input directly into the recorder, and thus it creates 4, up to 6 actually
That's
tracks.
cool.
Yeah, that's the thing that Matt has.
used.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, yeah, it was.
Okay.
I'm
right.
good. I'm
I'm ready.
poised.
Start the show. Oh, let me double check
He
the
has to do his
stream.
Patreon thing.
I know. He knows.
Okay. Just making sure he's remembered.
Start the show in 3, 2, 1. This podcast is brought to you by our friends and patrons over at patreon.com/boards and swords. Go there to see how you can help out and get some free cool swag. Live from Swordplay Studios, it's time for Boards and Swords.
Hey!
What was that?
I can still hear like the crackling in my throat. That my voice hasn't fully recovered yet.
Oh, from Nova?
I keep forgetting that Cindy has not seen Wayne's World 2.
Oh.
Who at this table has? Is it just me? Is it just me?
I did not get it from that until you mentioned it, but yes, I've seen it.
Isn't that right, Mr. Scream?
Anyway.
Oh,
My
oh,
voice isn't all
crap.
here because
Saw it.
allergies.
Way back in the day.
Anyways, welcome to Boards and Swords. This is a podcast where we have fun talking about board games. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Chris Renshaw.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Philip.
I am Colin.
And I am Cindy.
And I am exhausted.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's
been-
nice.
It was a long weekend.
Who
Got
had-
to play a lot. I play a lot of games. And by a lot of games, I mean one game, a lot.
Ah,
I did a lot of the...
you were teaching, right?
yeah, I was teaching.
What were you teaching?
Marvel Champions.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I
the
got
new
to see-
thing.
I got to play all all but one of the decks because I didn't have the Black Panther deck. But we'll talk about more about that since I didn't play much beyond that. But first, let's talk about some news.
It's been so long since you've had news.
It's literally been 2 episodes.
Dude,
It wasn't
I
last
coulda-
time.
I could have totally cut that out,
You can still cut it out.
but you talked over the audio.
I did not. I did not talk over it.
You did again right there. The symbol's fading.
Oh, get over it.
Oh my God, do you need to hit it again?
I'm not editing this episode.
Anyways, do you love the Mind?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I know you do.
That's a
We'll
good
get
game.
ready for the Mind Extreme.
Oh, I saw
What?
this. I've seen this.
NSV has announced a new version of the popular card game in which players now have 1 stack of discarded cards that go 1 to 50 and 1 stack going from 50 to 1, all without talking to each other per the normal game. Which is strange because it's going to be hard to play this game without yelling "Extreme" the whole time.
That sounds even more like the game now.
That's exactly what somebody, one of my friends, Eric from What's Eric's Playing, he made the joke that people can't complain whether or not the Mind is a game because it's literally the game now.
Yeah.
Just without talking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the game you can give limited clues. Huh.
So, another version of Azul's coming.
oh, yeah, I
like-
saw this too.
I put it in the show notes. I said Azul with a 3 in the middle
I did
instead
see
of the
that
Z.
too.
And it says Azul with a Vengeance.
Oh, my gosh.
So, called Azul Summer Pavilion, players will again be drafting tiles from coasters. This time, as they seek to build the most beautiful pavilion. I wanted to make a pop culture joke here about trilogies being bad, but more than likely, whatever joke I was going to make, Colin, Cindy, and most of our audience probably wouldn't get. So instead, enjoy some Azul-based dad jokes. So, for instance, most people get ideas in the shower. For Azul's designers, the shower is the idea. I thought I got an early copy of Azul Legacy, but it turns out it was just a bag of Starbursts. When Plan B wanted to hear the pitch for Azul, they confused the designer by saying, okay, give me the spiel.
I get that.
And if anybody wants to play an extra large version of Azul, I've got some housework that needs to be done. All right, one last one. I don't typically talk about Games Workshop news here, but I should because I play some of their games.
Sure, yeah.
They announced Aeronautica Imperialis.
What's that?
It's like probably has the game for the most
Syllables.
syllables. That's the word in the name. It's a new version. It's one of their older games that's been out of print for a while, but it's basically was X-Wing before X-Wing.
Okay.
So it's an X-Wing style game set in the Warhammer 40K universe.
Huh.
The box set comes with the rules and everything you need to play, including 9 miniature little airships. The weird part is, if your eyes glazed over from hearing that news, it's I can't tell if it's because you don't care, you saw the price point, or because you've already purchased it and you're daydreaming about it. Got him! That's the news.
Cool.
Great. It's over.
Aw. I liked your last Azul joke, though. That was really funny.
Only that one? That was the only funny one?
Well, I mean,
I thought the spiel one was great.
Yeah.
oh, it was okay. I didn't laugh at that.
Thanks for
one.
reminding me about that. I forgot about all of them.
They went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah. If it weren't for these headphones.
So, Philip, how's it going?
I can't complain. Had dinner with some friends who reminded me that I do need to put the Power Rangers board game on the table.
Right.
Instead of
Actually-
just looking at it.
Right? Yeah. You know, like,
I'm sure it's on the table when you look at it.
Yeah. See, there you go. It's on.
You just need to have other people around the table.
That's
when you
right. I
put
do
it
need
on
to have
the
other
table.
people around it. I did. I was telling them I did after we did the unboxing video, and then went back through after I saw a bunch of posts in the Facebook group of, oh hey, this guy's missing a hand. Hey, this piece over here is bent. I'm like, all right,
Oh,
fine.
no.
Let's unbox it all again. Make sure we're good to go. So my copy is one of the
Okay. Well,
Pristine.
9,999 out of 10,000 that we're good to go.
well, good for you.
Yeah.
So you can play it.
I mean, I could probably play it without the guy missing a hand too. It's
True. True.
Yeah.
There's so
Well,
much
is,
other
is
stuff
it
in
functionally there?
From what I've heard, the game doesn't really, the minis are not needed. They're just
Isn't
kind
that
of
like
just
every
there
minis
for-
game?
Yeah, it's not like every minis game ever.
the box. You can just have meeples.
No,
no.
Oh, I love meeples.
So yeah,
because then I'd have to paint them to look like
So
Power
is
Rangers.
is today going to be a Smirk and Dagger episode?
I was thinking that. Yeah, we've got a couple of Smirk and Dagger or Smirk and Laughter, as we could refer to one of these.
Yeah, one's dagger, one's laughter.
Mm-hmm. So we have got a couple of games here. I've got Shobu here, which is an abstract strategy game I was excited about.
Who's Boo and
from-
why are you
from-
showing it to us?
Hang on, Price is Right thing again.
Philip has there's a question in the audience.
Yes, Philip.
Yes.
Is this one laughter or dagger?
This one is Laughter.
Okay, I don't want to play.
You don't like the laugh?
What's that?
No?
If
What
there
if-
ain't a dagger involved, he doesn't care.
Yeah. What if they had like a combined game from the two studios, a Smirk and Dagger and Laughter?
Mm.
So
Go talk to Kurt.
It would be a Batman game because it would be the Joker.
No, it's
Oh my
basically
gosh.
Shobu, but you give yourself a paper cut.
There we go.
So, I've got Shobu here.
Yep.
It's an abstract strategy game, and it is for 2 players. And I've been excited about this since last year when we talked with Kurt,
yeah.
I think.
That was earlier this year, wasn't it?
Was it this year?
I don't remember.
It was after Dice Tower Con last year.
Yeah, it was pre-PAX Unplugged last year, so I know
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
sometime. So in this game, there's going to be 4 boards, 2 dark, 2 light, on opposite sides of a piece of rope.
Okay.
And each player is going to have 4 of their stones on each board. What's going on?
I just kept hearing rubbing. Like something like. Was I the only one hearing
I don't
that?
hear it.
More than likely.
Yeah. It's the floss in your ears. So, each player is going to have 4 stones on each board, and on your turn, you are going to make a... Chris, you are very distracting.
What am I doing?
Staring at your phone and moving your head side to side. I don't know what's going on.
I was seeing if it was the headphone cord. My bad, I'm sorry.
So, each player is going to have 4 stones on each
4
of 4
stones
boards.
on the boards.
And on their turn, they are going to be making 2 moves. One is a passive move. One is an aggressive move. This is the formation. It's going to be like chess kind of setup, 4 on each side. And you will make a move of 2 spaces in any direction that is allowable for one of your stones to move. Basically, any unblocked direction. And then on a board of the opposite color, you are going to be making an aggressive move, which is going to be the same move, but you can push stones. And or 1 stone in particular. The goal is to push all of your opponent's stones off of any one of the 4 boards. The trick is your passive move, the first half of your move where you can't push any stones, has to be on your side of the rope. So you can't control all 4 boards at any given time. I mean, you can affect all 4 boards, just not, okay, I know your limitations by looking at your home boards. And that was a hurdle I had to get over with my thinking for a few games. Because I was like paranoid. I was like, I can't move there because he's got that. Oh, wait, no, that's my board.
Okay.
Yeah. But, and you are limited by the stones that are left on your board. So that was another trick I had to learn the hard way. It was like, oh, yeah, I've only got 1 stone left on this dark board. So I have trouble moving stuff on the other side of the rope because I'm in a corner here.
Yeah.
But I have not won this game very much. I've played it probably the most of any review games we've done. Like close to, I think, 15 times.
Yeah,
Wow.
you've played it a lot.
Yeah.
I've played it a few times.
Well, it says 20 minutes on the box.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, this is like repeat plays. Like, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Yeah, this weekend, I think we played it a combined total of 5 times this weekend.
Yeah.
No, 6. 6, because you played it with my sister on Monday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I played it 4 times over the weekend. And
Do you say it like the baby on Dinosaur? Again!
But I really can't. Hang on a second.
Okay.
One thing I love about this game is the back of the box pretty much has all the rules on it. It's like falling back into like the old days of like the insert of the game had all the rules on it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Or the back of the box lid.
Yeah. It's only missing like 1 rule, and that's that you can't push 2 stones in a row. Like if there's 2 stones, you can't push them. But it fixes that in this 1 page here. Like you've got the rule book, but then the back page of the rule book has everything you need to know. It's just like condensed. It's not sentence form.
Yeah, it's
But
really convenient.
I can really appreciate that. It's like, here, that's what you need to know.
There you
Let's
go.
play.
Yep.
Do the thing.
Yep. Do the thing.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, this is probably, I said this on Instagram to someone, this is creeping up to like top 20 games in general for me.
Yeah, he really likes it.
It's-
I like it too.
It was a big hit at Gen Con. There was a lot of people talking about it.
It's a very good game.
And it's really elegant looking, and it's something you could just leave out on the table. It's just it's pretty much just a bunch of stones, 4 wooden boards, and a piece of rope. But it just looks really nice.
Like you could just randomly rearrange all the stones on the boards and like, oh yeah, this is our centerpiece for dinner tonight.
Yeah, I could get that.
It's very pretty. And like the annoying thing is we've had a couple people tell us, well, can't you just go out to the yard and get some rocks and just put them on boards? And I'm like,
you could.
you could, but this is so beautiful, and like the carving of the boards and the coloring, and I mean, sure, these are rocks, but at least they're nice and polished, and
They're
know.
sized appropriately.
And you're not just paying for the components, you're paying for the design.
You know
too.
that those are rocks too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh, that's how it can be a dagger game. Just throw the rocks at your opponent when they're making you angry.
No, I was thinking more of Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, it's a horse apple.
You just need to be like, when next time somebody says that, be like, you go to bring them food, and then it's just an empty plate. And be like, you can get food outside, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But yeah, this game, I mean, it's not that expensive of a game. Like, it's
I think
currently...
the MSRP is $30.
Yeah, it's currently out of stock on Cool Stuff, so I can't even see what the price would be versus or the MSRP because normally it tells you both, but it's not there. But I did look at Amazon and it's $31.99 on Amazon, so it's not bad. And I think it's well worth that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
Definitely.
game.
For a new centerpiece, definitely.
Oh my gosh!
See, that's an idea now.
And it's only been out for a couple months at this point.
If that.
What did it come out at Gen Con or did it come out? Yeah, it came out at Gen Con.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he didn't have it at.
It
He had
hadn't
just like their demo
Demo
copies at Dice
yeah.
Tower Con.
It hadn't come in.
It got held up
yet.
in customs because they flagged it as a table game versus a tabletop game.
Yeah.
Right.
So apparently there's
mean-
extra tariffs that could be imposed on table games. Like something that you would leave out, like a chess set or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
That
don't
makes
understand
So-
tax law and
So
all
it's
that.
it's a brand new
yeah.
game. Just came out then at Gen Con.
But yeah,
It's so nice.
it's a good one.
yeah, very good.
So would that old Pac-Man in the old Pizza Huts qualify as a table game?
I think that's a video game.
Arcade game.
But but like it was your table.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
There was a bunch of those. Those were so cool.
They were.
I'd call it a hybrid.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. That's
It was
fun.
a table top game.
Oh, there we go.
It was on top of the table.
Yeah.
So before we get to Cindy's game, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Nova, and that it was really great. I got to go up there and, like I said, play one game a lot, but I did also play other things. I finally got to play Warhammer 40K Kill Team a bunch and
Oh, cool.
play that in a tournament. Although it wasn't really a tournament.
Oh yeah.
It was called a narrative event. So I had heard this is the part I want to talk about. So they have all these like big 40K and regular Warhammer tournaments that
Okay.
are, like all day big, or there's one like multi-day thing or whatever. But I'd also heard of these narrative games, and basically the way those work is it's just there's a scenario, there's like a story going on, and depending on who, everyone picks a side, and depends on who wins, they get more points for their side, and then whoever side wins gets, or like depending on the points that all the people score will affect the story and which outcome basically gets resolved.
So it's like a
I saw
tabletop
that.
RPG.
No.
Oh.
So it's like basically it's more of somebody just wrote a story and there's like two possible outcomes.
Oh.
And
Okay.
each side, whoever wins, they get more points for their side, and
Okay.
whatever side wins, their story
So
gets
it's
resolved.
So it's not you're dictating what happens based on the actions you take.
No.
Okay.
It's
Never
just by winning, you get a point for your side, or towards the outcome that's more favorable for your
mind. Okay.
side.
That's cool.
And I might be doing this lightly.
I saw that at Gen Con in
Yeah.
the hall where the BattleTech pods always
Yeah,
are.
it's not an uncommon. This
Yeah.
is something people do before.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it with another game. Like they wrote. Oh, it was for Twilight Imperium. Like someone wrote victory speeches for people for the different races.
Oh, that's fun.
So I'd known they'd done this, and I saw that they had narrative 40K Kill Team as well, which I much prefer Kill Team because it's like 5 minis as opposed to like
A bud.
40. So I get there and I get the narrative book. First of all, I didn't realize that my narrative game was a part of the big narrative game.
Huh.
And secondly, that the narrative game, because apparently this was the 10th year anniversary of Nova, like the 10th Nova Open they've done.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And apparently the narrative game they've been doing has been going for all 10 years. Like it's
Oh, wow.
Oh,
it's a
wow.
storyline that the same people have been writing and developing. And this was the last year of it. They're like, it's the 10th year. We're putting an end to this story one way or other, like the fate of humanity and this other side that they just randomly made up. It doesn't have any, like, it's humanity
Yeah.
and virtue, which has nothing to do, like, there's no virtue in Warhammer. They just made this thing up.
That's cool.
But yeah, and it turns out the way it worked is, so we played Kill Team, and depending on what side of ours won, gave bonuses to our side in the narrative game.
Gotcha.
Because we would play, like literally we played, and then when we finished, the narrative people came in to play the full-on 40K.
Okay.
And then they finished the whole thing on Sunday, the last day of Nova, with an Apocalypse game. And an Apocalypse game is like the largest player count or the largest model counts that you can do in Warhammer.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're talking like hundreds of like
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
so, and I looked, there was like a whole table length. So there was probably in the realm of like 16 players all playing this like game.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it was pretty wicked and intense.
Does
And-
does Warhammer ever deal with trays at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how they'll bring in their stuff on trays.
No, I mean like during gameplay.
I think
no.
no.
No. The original Warhammer Fantasy Battles did.
Okay.
But they've gotten away from that because tray games haven't been selling as well.
I remember you talking about it with the
With the Ice of
Song of
Fire.
Ice and
yeah.
Fire,
Yeah.
But that many many units, it just makes me think that might be convenient at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is all individual. But also with that many player counts, you could do. They'll have like big tanks and big other things. You know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Gen Con type games like
And I had-
Giants.
Yeah, I had one of those like moments where in the last game I played in two, like, because I was winning one night, and so I was like, this was fun, I'm gonna do it. Like, I only wanted to play, I was like, I'll try this out. And then there were all people like me who'd only played Kill Team like 4 or 5 times. So then I was like, that was fun, I
cool.
want to do it again.
That's cool.
And I got down to the last fight, and it was a control point thing.
Okay.
And they had control points in each of the corners and one in the middle. I had 5 models, but he had like 7. So he had 2 models that don't really fight very well, and he just kept them at his 2 and just raced to the center, whereas mine were around the other 2.
Okay.
So I was losing, and so I was like, okay, I finally start to get towards the center to like kind of come around him. And then he realizes that I'm getting close to the center before he gets close to my guys. So he's like, okay, I got a bolt for you. And the only way he reaches me is he has to do an advance and get a 12. So he has to roll 2d6s and get a 12.
All right.
It's the only way he can do it.
He got it.
He rolls, doesn't get it.
Oh.
But he spends a command point, which allows him to re-roll, rolls double 6s. And I'm like,
Oh.
you've got to be kidding me. This might end the game right there. But he's like, no, hold on, wait, because you get a chance to shoot me when I'm running at you. Like it's
Okay.
like an attack of opportunity thing.
Yeah.
But the caveat is, because of this, you can only hit on 6s.
Oh,
So I roll double 6s.
there we
Oh
go.
my gosh.
That's how
well,
you do
that's
it.
convenient.
But I didn't have to re-roll. It
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
was
cool.
also different dice.
Nice.
But
Hi,
we got-
Dwayne. Hi, Jason.
yeah. Hey.
We
So
got
yeah,
some people.
that was. I just wanted to talk about that because it was a nice little narrative moment where it
Oh,
was
that's
just one of
fun.
those like, yes, crap, yes, crap.
That's really fun.
Awesome.
So we need to get you play.
Yeah.
We got to build your.
We got to
army.
build my army first.
Yeah.
Ha.
Maybe you can build it out of the Power Rangers game.
No.
No, he has minis.
Those guys are still in one piece.
He has minis. He just needs to put them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Got to get them off the sprues.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you done? I just don't want to talk
I stopped.
over you. Okay.
I stopped.
Just making sure.
I stopped to give. I paused.
Okay. So this weekend we actually went to visit Jason, our friend who just joined us in the chat, and and Zach's in the chat now too, but we did not visit Zach this weekend, just Jason. And anyway, so when we were visiting Jason, we did take a bunch of games with us, and one of the ones we got to play was this game Woolly Whammoth, which is a Smirk and Dagger game. And basically in this game, you are cave people trying to catch and collect mammoth meat. And so you have this board that is kind of like a telescoping board.
A slide
It's
rule.
a slide. Yeah, there you go. Slide rule. And so it's really cool because your person starts on start, obviously, and you're trying to work your way up to where the mammoth sits. And it's one of these, there's 2 spaces at the end of your board, which is where the mammoth sits. And if your person lands in either one of these spaces, you've killed and successfully collected the mammoth meat. However, the way you're doing this is every player has a deck of 8 cards. And your cards have numbers on them ranging from 1 to 4 and -3. Because, I'll explain why. So on your turn, or in a round, everybody will take a card from their hand, and they will play it face down to the table. And then at the same time, everybody will flip over their cards, and the totals of all the numbers of the cards get added together, and that's how far everybody moves.
Okay.
And so some of the cards have modifiers and special abilities. Like some of the cards have +1, some of them have one card has a -1. And with those are optional. You can add to your movement, or you could
Just
subtract.
you, yeah.
Just you, or you could subtract from your movement. So that way it kind of puts you in a different spot than your opponents. There's one card that says take a break. So everybody else moves, but you don't. And then there's a card. The -3 is really nice because it is literally just -3. So it kind of helps keep the group from moving too terribly far forward. It's something that you especially want to play like if you're close and don't want to run off the edge, because if you run off the edge, your people die.
Okay, so it's an exact number.
Yeah, it has to be
Okay.
an exact number, because if you go too far, you take the mammoth with you off the cliff and you still get its meat, but your person's dead, and you only have 4 people. So once all your people are dead, you're out of the game. The goal is to collect 6 mammoth meats or to be the last person standing. So one other special thing about this game is the mammoth sits at the end, and you guys go along, and there's one of the cards. There's 3 different ones in here. One that's just plain, one that has a -1, and then there's this one that's a charge card. The charge, after everybody has moved their cave people up the boards, the mammoth card, the mammoth has a deck of its own. It's the charge deck. You flip it over, and the mammoth will move towards the cave people however many spaces that the deck or that card says to. If the mammoth meets the cave people get trampled and die. It's really cool. If not, then nothing happens and the mammoth just goes back to where it's supposed to. So it's this really fun and exciting game of trying to get in your opponent's heads to think about, okay, what numbers are they going to play? Like, I'm really close to the edge here. So my opponents are probably going to try and knock me off the cliff. So let me try playing my 2 take a break so that they all move, but I don't. That kind of thing. Anyway, and so it's just this interesting mind game, really.
Yeah.
And each person also, like, if you play, you can play it just with the cards, but then there's also special abilities, and the special abilities kind of amp it up a little bit. Like, some of them add to your movement, some of them let you take more cards back, because your cards stay like once you've used it, it's done until you refresh your hand by giving up a meat. So sometimes these let you take cards back into your hand. I don't know, it's a really cool game, and help me.
Nice thing about these abilities is it's a one-time thing. You flip it over.
Oh, yeah, and then when somebody dies.
On the back it says flip to active side when one of your cave people perishes. So you might actually want one of your people to die so you
So
can
you
get
pop
the
the
ability.
ability back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
When does the telescoping board come into effect?
Oh, thank you for asking, Philip. So once you've collected a mammoth meat, your person goes back to start, and you move your board, like you
And they
push
have to
your
go
board
further.
one space. Yeah.
Okay.
And so your board keeps expanding until, I mean, it can only go a certain amount, but
And you might have noticed there's tar spaces
yes,
on
I
it.
was just
saw
about
those,
to
like,
mention
there
that
If you end on a tar space, your person dies.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they get stuck. And
But also,
Drown.
if there's a charge and the mammoth ends up in tar, you get a free meat.
Hey, there we go.
the mammoth would have to go really far to end up in tar, but it happens because there's double charge, or
There's
double.
one card in the charge deck that says discard this and draw 2 charge cards.
And the charge cards, there's both a 4 and a 5 in the charge deck,
Oh, there you
so
go.
it could make it to the tar. But yeah, it's really cool.
So, okay. So thematically, that you've taken a mammoth, and then the board gets longer because the herd's running away from you. You got to chase out.
Yeah, you go out further.
Exactly,
There we go.
exactly.
All right.
Yeah, and the characters, like the cave people, this one's kind of generic, but some of them are really fun. Like
There's
they
a
have
saber-toothed tiger.
there's a saber-toothed
I was gonna say,
tiger.
like, where
There's-
was I looking on the box? Like, they look like cat cave people. Yeah, right
They
there.
kind of are, yeah. And they have there's one that's like kids in a mammoth costume.
Yeah.
Like they've taken the skin from a mammoth and put
That
it
one
on.
right there,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, it's so adorable. And then each of the mammoths has a different expression for it. There's one this one's like, I'm coming for you. There's one that's like quivering and shaking, and oh, it's just adorable. I love the art on this so much. It's perfect for the prehistoric theme that it's going for, I think, a lot.
And so we had played this a few times. We actually played
Yeah.
it on stream.
I was going to mention that
We
you
did
can
play it on
actually
stream.
see this video or see them play it.
Yeah, we did a
Go
two-player
into
game.
our Facebook
Yeah.
or YouTube channel.
We've actually played it full player count. Like we've played a 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player game.
Yeah, we did 2 4-player games over the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and with Jason in the chat and his son, and he was saying, "Yeah, I really like this game. It's like a nice game I could play with my kids and just have a good time relaxing."
Yeah, because he has
And
a
so
few kids.
with that, I would go ahead and agree and say, yes, this is a very nice family game
Oh, yeah.
that you can just sit and chill on like a holiday or something like that, and
Uh-huh.
like if everyone's just hanging out.
Are there any tokens to
The meat tokens.
Yes.
Yeah, there are meat tokens.
Yeah, they're just cardboard, and they look like the thing that came out in the Flintstones and was set on the car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's just a very prehistoric mammoth meat type look. But
They like
Yeah,
you
it's a
for-
very-
I was going to ask for that tennis racket, but these things are smart. They fly right through the holes.
yeah, it's a very good family weight game that I think anybody could enjoy. And if you're playing a more than 2-player game, you can institute that once more than that.
There's a
once
variant
everybody
rule,
has
yeah.
been knocked out except for 2 players, it's like a sudden death round. So you either go until all the cards have been played or somebody dies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that because the 2 people that have been knocked out, or 1 person in the in case of a 3-player game, it's not too long that they're sitting out in that case.
Yeah.
And it's always
yeah.
me that's sitting out. So, I like that.
But yeah, it's good. I really like the whole. I used to not like the guessing what your opponent's going to do and anticipate.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've gotten into it more and more, and so this falls in nicely with that.
It can be stressful at times, but at the same time, it's exciting. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna go over the cliff? And
It's really quick too.
it is very quick.
It's just like once around the table,
Yeah.
looking around,
and it's one of those things that we finish a game. It's like, let's play again. It doesn't seem like it's a good game to do that with.
So before we get to our the game show, there was one other thing I brought up, mainly because I don't think we'll ever get around to reviewing it, but I did get one of my roommates from Nova, Keith. He was showing me this game. He was super excited about. A lot of podcasts are talking about it right now, called Sorcerer.
Oh,
And so, question: Colin? What's your thoughts on Smash Up?
I've only played it in the app,
Okay,
and I did not care for it because there was so much text.
gotcha.
But if I was, well, there's a lot of expansions. If I had just had the base game, I would probably be fine with that game. If I had played it 5 times, knew all the cards.
Right. I was just wondering because I know you had played it, so I was curious. This game kind of fixed what I hated about Smash Up, and that it kind of is like if you took Keyforge and Smash Up and put them into a blender. Because the way it works is there's all these decks of cards, and you have a sorcerer, and you have a type of magic for that sorcerer, and then you have your patron, kind of like who you owe your magic source from. And you he had all programmed them into a randomizer app. So you just picked a color and it randomized and told you a thing. And you take each one of those as a deck of cards and then you shuffle them all together.
Okay.
And now it's kind of like a blank kind of. It makes it when you read it out, it sounds like a Keyforge deck kind of.
Yeah.
And there's also the instance of you're never exactly going to play the same deck twice because there's I want to say 5 copies of each one of those sets. So when you
Oh.
mix them all together, but the reason it plays like Smash Up is that there's locations and then you play monsters and stuff to the locations. But unlike Smash Up, which the part I hate, I've never liked is that you got to get your strength to a certain level before it breaks. And I never feel like you do that because there's too many counters and stuff in that game.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to deal damage to the area, and your opponent actually gets to choose where you deal damage.
Okay.
So if you have monsters there, they can choose to deal them the damage to the monsters, or they may want to deal it to the location because maybe you've got an effect that when this character dies, it does all this thing. It was really cool. I I don't think I could get anybody to play it though. Like it's nice, but like it's nobody's cup of tea around here. Like the kind of card game, like I could probably get Philip maybe to play it. But like it's just one of those, and like sure I could get people, maybe some of the LCG group at the local store, but as far as like in our immediate circles, probably not anybody. It's only kind of tangentially in my wheelhouse, but that's about it. So it's not one of those like I would not venture out to get this. I would play it like I played it there and I'd play it again.
Yeah.
But it's not. It was neat and interesting, but I would definitely not seek it out myself per se. Just because I know I have enough trouble getting specific things played.
I get that. Yeah. I would feel the same way about. I mean, I feel like that about Smash Up. It's like if someone's really wanting to play, I would play it. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't say myself, hey, let's play this game of Smash Up.
Yeah, it's got a very dark gothic kind of artwork. Think like a gothic London. Yeah, the Sorcerer game does.
So if that ever does happen, we know it's an imposter and we have to kill it.
Yes. Yes. Remember that.
So, all right. So is that all we got before we get to a game show?
I think so.
Okay. Well, you know what, guys? People out there, you guys should be cool. Like Weatherman Keith. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. But we have a new $5 patron. So thanks to Weatherman Keith for signing up. He needs to respond. I'm finding out his favorite game so I can make jokes about it later. And then it reminds me, all the other $5 patrons need to respond. I sent out a reminder and let me know there so I can talk about them here. And I'm working on getting dice set up I sent an email out to Chessex to get them like quotes and stuff like that. So they're going to be custom 2019 Boards and Swords patron dice.
You guys, I'm excited about these dice because I love dice.
She says like she's going to get one.
Right?
I'm excited to see them. Gosh.
It's a patron reward, Cindy.
I know, right?
That doesn't mean I'm getting one. I just want to see them. I'm excited for them.
I want to be the one to drop it in the envelope.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm specifically, I went through their catalog and I picked the stealth style mainly because that was the first set of dice/Chessex dice I ever owned.
Oh, cool.
So
I don't know what that means, but
I'll show you what they look like afterwards.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so you need to go to patreon.com/boards and swords and sign up if you want to participate and get some of that awesome stuff. And we are having, but I know I keep saying we're going to do bonus content. It's coming. It's just I've been like gone that last weekend, this weekend. But it kind of makes it hard to schedule something. One day I still want to do Drunken Pokemon. Where you play the Pokemon the card game, but you take a shot every time one of your Pokemon dies.
Every time. They don't die, they faint.
Yes.
Yeah. That might be a good bonus episode.
Oh, hey, no, that would play in nicely to the game too, because when all your Pokemon faint, you black out.
Oh my gosh! I will not be participating in this game.
Keep in mind, I was looking over here when I said it.
I know.
All right,
I heard it in your voice too. So those listening later, I'm sure you knew too.
All right, I'm passing the buck to you.
All right, so I am doing another one of my little half-baked RPG things.
All right.
And I've given everyone a D20 because there will be rolling for resolving stuff in this, and Cindy's already going to town.
I just had to tell them I had a D20.
You're wasting all your 20s.
I did roll an 18, actually.
Yeah, I did see that.
No.
So I've got a little bit of a special twist on this. I'm just going to read through the introduction, and then I will tell you about what's going on.
Okay.
But I pretty much have 4 scenarios you're going to be going through. All right. Everyone ready?
Nope, but go ahead.
Okay. So the 3 of you enter a crowded room from the restroom, filled with shame. Chris.
Why am I leaving?
Chris.
Sorry.
Let me explain.
Sorry. Start over.
So the 3 of you enter a crowded room from the restroom, filled with shame. Chris regretting ordering the spicy torture chili. Philip regretting going into the restroom at the same time as Chris. And Cindy trying to hide the fact that she mistakenly walked into the men's room.
Oh my gosh.
Each of you are starting with 10 humiliation points. Your goal in this is simple. Get back to Swordplay Studios with the least HP or humiliation points to win.
Okay.
All right. So I've got my little thing here. It says each person's got 10. I will keep track of what's going on. So, you first need to get out of the restaurant, but a man from the bar is acting tough and blocking your exit. He is average build, middle-aged, and not wearing shoes. He goes to kick you across the face. I need everyone to roll initiative to see what order you encounter the kick.
I got a 4.
I got a 20.
I got a 4.
Oh, Cindy wasted a 20.
Right?
It was an accident, guys.
All right, so we're going to go high-low.
Do you want Chris and I to re-roll just to see?
We both got 4s.
Sure, Chris roll.
1.
There you go. All right, Chris will be last. All
Got
right.
that out of the way early.
That's right. There you go.
So, we have two options. Every situation can have two options. You can duck below the kick, or you can take the kick to the face. Cindy, what's your decision?
Duck.
All right, Chris?
I thought Chris was last.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I am
Philip?
last.
I'm gonna take it.
All right. And Chris?
So wait, he's kicking up and kicking me in the face? Jeez.
He's kicking across your face. It's kind of a...
He's Chuck Norris roundhousing.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't grab the foot.
You have two options.
Those two options are lame.
Yep.
Dude, Chuck Norris is trying to kick you in the face. Take it. You should be honored to be kicked in the face by Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I'll take the kick. I'll take the kick.
All right. So, Cindy, I need you to roll for agility.
4.
You
Oh,
rolled a
that's terrible.
4. Okay, so
Where's my 20 now?
the bulk of the foot whiffs past your face with the pinky toe sliding across your lips. You are
Ow.
officially grossed out. So you take 5 humiliation points.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of like the foot's coming through the air and it's like, this will be a story.
Yep.
All right, so those of you that take the kick to the face, you also get 5 humiliation points because this happens all the time. It's not that bad.
Okay.
What? It happens all the time.
I don't know what they do. All right. So you're done with the drunk guy. After you exit, you each get into separate cars and drive. You each take different roads to get back to Swordplay Studios from this point, but coincidentally have similar encounters on your way.
Okay.
That's just my way of only telling one story.
There we go.
So next thing you know is there's a cop behind you, the cop car with his lights on.
Speed racer.
So you pull over like a responsible citizen. The cop walks up to the car and asks you for your license and registration. Your two options are you can hand the cop your information or you can ask the cop why you're being pulled over. So I'm just going to go down the line here. So Cindy, what's your decision?
I'll hand over my license and registration.
All right.
And then ask why I'm being pulled
Nope.
over.
That's
One
not
option.
the
One
answer.
option.
I'm gonna ask why I'm getting pulled over.
Okay, Chris. Sorry, Chris is asking, and Philip.
I'm gonna ask why I'm being pulled over.
Okay, I need Chris and Philip to roll for
All right.
roll for persuasion.
17.
I got an 8.
Okay,
This die sucks. I'm getting a new one.
No.
it's okay because anything under the 20 was going to get this one result. So the cop becomes irritated and glances to your back seat. He notices your equipment from your latest LARP session, including 2 long swords. Take 15 HP as you sit on the side of the road, handcuffed until backup arrives.
Oh, no. That's
And
amusing.
okay, so I'm going to add in.
So I'm at like what, -5? Oh, they go
No.
up.
We're
Yeah.
both
Yeah,
at
we're going
30.
golf score in this. Okay, so Cindy, you hand the cop your information. Turns out you just had a broken taillight bulb. You take 5 HP as you know people will wonder why you were pulled over.
Yeah. It's happened to me before, actually.
There are ways to get rid of HP, just haven't encountered them yet. All right, so next thing of note is that your car won't start back up.
Oh, no.
So now you need to walk. You know a shortcut that will get you back to Swordplay Studios lickety-split, but you need to cut through an old building. You walk inside, push your way through a wave of streamers hung from above a doorway,
Oh.
You hear a cymbal crash and a commotion as you push through. You now find yourself on a stage with a rock and roll group whose guitarist just hurt their hand.
Oh, this is awesome.
You look up and see there is a whole crowd of high schoolers waiting for music to dance to.
Oh my gosh.
You are the one chance this band has to pull off playing a great gig with everyone watching.
This band's out of luck then.
All right. Hey, where's that crap dice? I'm going to roll that one.
So you have two options. You can excuse yourself and run off stage, or you can say, all right, guys, listen, this is the blues riff in B. Watch me for the changes and try to keep up, okay? Cindy, what is your choice?
I'm going to excuse myself and run off stage because I don't know how to play guitar.
I'm gonna excuse. I would have excused myself, but the Back to the Future reference too good.
Right?
So
It was a good reference.
you know what? I would even say that and then be like, "No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how to play the guitar."
All right, so you're going with B, though?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going with B. Let's rock this.
Okay. So, Cindy, you simply just run off stage. You're going to take 10 humiliation points.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Performance roll.
Yep,
Performance checks
and
over
Phillip,
here,
yep,
man.
rolling for dexterity.
I pulled out the metal die.
Oh.
I got an 11.
That's
better than what I have rolled. Nice.
What do you get? What do you
He
get?
rolled a 20.
I got 20.
Nice. Okay. So, Chris, you managed to stay on tempo playing open strings in key with the song the band plays. No change.
Hey, did anybody see the new version of Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I just think of that part where like she plugs in the guitar and like she's just up on stage, just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like just pretending to play but not actually playing, and the music's still coming through because she's plugged in backstage.
Yeah. That's great. I would picture that with that one too. But Philip, you masterfully play the classic Johnny Be Good, and everyone cheers. You lose 10 HP.
Heck yeah. So I'm down to 20 now.
Nabbit. I'm tied with Chris and Philip's winning now
How are you tied?
because you got 15 and I got 5 last round, and then I got 10 and you got nothing this one.
No, you. Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So good job, everyone. All right, we got one more encounter. So you're almost back to Swordplay Studios now. You just need to get to the other end of the building and step outside. Once you step off the stage, you see the worst possible thing across the room.
A Western game.
Next worst.
A farming game.
Oh my word.
It is your mother holding a tissue, spitting on it to rub something off of your face, off of a face, and is now coming straight for you with her hand poised, ready to wipe.
Ew.
Do you go toward her, or shield your face and weave through the crowd? Cindy.
Shield my face and weave through the crowd.
All right.
Tuck
That
and
just
roll.
means
Tuck and roll.
Spit.
And Phil?
Yeah, whatever. I'm walking right for it.
All right. So, Cindy and Chris, you are going to each take 5 HP because, you're just embarrassed already. So.
Man, don't even get a dodge roll.
Yep,
Yeah.
no dodge roll.
Jeez.
Hey, you successfully dodged, though.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
apparently.
Philip, I need you to roll for parental handling.
Roll for parental handling.
That's illegal in some states.
18.
All right, 18. Let's see what we got here. So you skillfully go in for the hug your mother wants while pushing the tissue-wielding hand to the side. You continue on, thanking the heavens no one had to see your face getting wiped. No change.
Yay, Philip wins.
Yeah, I don't really need to add it up. Philip wins. Yeah.
Is that a... Can we get a judge's ruling? Is that the first time I've ever won a game?
I
I think it might have happened one other time.
I think
But by this margin, yes.
Okay.
So my conclusion is you all made it to Swordplay Studios. Yay.
that's like one of my endings. It just
Yeah.
like happens.
Oh my god.
And we're done.
It actually was. You all made it to Swordplay Studios. Let's see who came out on top. But you all jumped over that saying Philip won,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well, it was pretty easy when we were tied, and then we both ended up with the same amount of points.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the game.
That was fun. That was fun. I liked it. What?
Hey, look, guys, it's like under an hour so far.
Whoa.
Oh, I rolled a 2, guys.
I feel like I need to like come up with something right now.
Yeah, we got some space to fill
We gotta
here.
pad the episode here. People are just joining us in the chat.
We can talk about some of the stuff we did this weekend. More in that wasn't a review game.
Okay.
I don't know.
Go for it. That was me.
He said, okay.
Oh, so what did we play besides Shobu and Woolly Whammoth?
Let's
we
see.
played Puerto Rico.
We did not play Puerto Rico.
No, we played Power Grid. Oh
Yes,
my
we did play
gosh.
Power Grid. That is another Rio Grande game.
We
That
played
starts with a P.
Yeah, we played Power Grid.
We
My
played a
bad.
3-player game of that, and that turned out well.
I am terrible at managing my money in that game, though. Like I
Only
go,
in the game.
well, yeah, I'm really good at managing money in real life, but it was just annoying. Like there was a couple times. Well, it
She
was
tried
towards
the
It
bluff.
was
Yeah.
towards
She
the end
tried
of the
to
game,
bluff.
and I tried to bluff. And Colin, so I was bidding against Colin for a power plant, and
I said 40.
And
she said 41, and I said,
all right, you can have it. I'm like, I didn't want it. I just tried to raise the price for you. Anyway, and so then I had to pay all this money, and then I couldn't build in any cities. I was so irritated. And then there was another round where it was a power plant I really wanted, and he just kept driving the bid up. And I'm like, but if I knew if I didn't buy that power plant, I wouldn't be able to power enough at the end of the game to potentially win. So I had to bid on it, or else there was no chance I could win at all. So I ended up having to bid like $65 or something on this power, or 67, I think it ended up being. And I was shy $12 to be able to buy all my resources and build in the 3 cities I needed to be able to win the game. I was so frustrated, but oh well.
You should watch Storage Wars.
Okay.
That show is
Oh, yeah, because they auction off storage units,
because they
right?
auction off storage units.
We
And-
got to auction
weird
off other
stuff.
people's.
Well, and but the thing is, they will do that. They'll be like, yeah, $100. And it's like, I'm going to make this guy waste all his money on this trash so that he can't try to get a good unit. 150 175 250 and just keep going back and forth. Like, finally, it's like, 500 Yeah, you can have it. I don't even want it.
Oh my
walk away.
gosh. Yeah. So that was fun. It's a fun game, but that's frustrating when that happens.
Each one of these right here, $10 right here, $100,000.
But yeah, like I was saying, we were playing with Jason, and he must have like the best luck or something, because he wins almost every single game we play with him. It's
The
crazy.
only one he did not win was Welcome To.
Oh yeah,
I won that one.
yeah,
I was so happy.
yeah.
He's like, I'm not even trying to win. I'm just trying to have fun. I was like, stop saying that.
That's what you always say, and you always win. Yeah.
All right, well, you guys told. I'm gonna tell another Warhammer story. So the first night I played, so the way that they do these, the way you score points in these, other than like getting the objectives, is they have this deck of cards that they made. They're really nice. They made them look almost identical to the Kill Team font in the Games Workshop book. But you had like a stack of like 10, and you shuffled them up, and you drew 5, and you picked 3 of them, and that's how you scored points. And there'd be things like, flip this card over when an enemy gets removed, or flip this if you have the most people in the center of the map. Or there was one that's like, if you had the most people in the edges. Well, I was looking through and grabbed them. I was like, oh, this one's like, I just have to kill a dude. And this one's like also kind of similar to, as long as I killed a non-specialist dude or whatever. And then there was one that was like, oh, kill the leader. I'm not going to do that. And it was like score 5 points. Or no, it was score 5 minus whatever round I killed him in.
Okay.
And we played 4 rounds. And then the last one, and then there was something else. I killed the leader the first round because he wasn't paying attention. And I just
there
like
you
shot
go.
him. But I didn't choose
didn't
that
take that
one
card.
because I was like, I'm not going to kill the leader. And so I ended up picking this other one that's like, oh, this is easy. Not realizing that the text said kill somebody in the fight phase, which is melee. I was thinking
Just take someone out.
Well, I was thinking the fight phase was the melee and the shooting together. My guys only have guns. They don't even, so I couldn't even have achieved that objective at all.
Oh no.
And the one I threw away was the one I ended up, and I lost by 1 point.
Oh no, that's aggravating.
So,
Nice.
all right, that's enough. Let's cue the music. All right, that's gonna wrap us up this week.
Hey, if you guys like this show, you gotta make sure to head over to boardsandswords.com. That's where you can find links to all of our previous episodes and our live play show called The Dirtbags of Holding. That's where we all gather around and make fun of all the games that we play.
And it's coming back soon.
Nice.
Somebody's going to be running something for us.
Yeah.
That was nice and vaguely specific.
Aw. If you like this show, you can email us comments and questions at feedback@boardsandswords.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Boards and Swords Pod or on Facebook at facebook.com/boardsandswordspod. You should also follow our individual accounts. I'm Cindy Pastorius on Twitter and Instagram.
I am ColaCakes196.
I am on both platforms as Chris the Prof.
And I'm on Twitter as Phil the Dirtbag.
So we are also a part of the Dice Tower Network, and you can go and for other great. See, I try to read and it screws me up. So for other great gaming podcasts, you can go to dicetowernetwork.com, and the network is supported by Cool Stuff Inc. You can go to coolstuffinc.com, check out their awesome, great gaming deals that they have. coolstuffinc.com.
Also, thank you for listening, for watching, and for supporting us however you do. Even just watching the show is supporting us. So remember, you can find us online, and you can go to youtube.com/boardsandswords for I've been uploading some blog videos there, and you can also find and watch us live there. But in the meantime, remember that every gamer has a story, and it always helps if you actually read the text on a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one of those panic attacks as this was going on where I was like, did I hit record? But then I was like, no, I remember the numbers counting up.
Okay.
Philip then just had a panic attack. He was like, wait a minute. We've been here before. Deja vu.
Anyone still in the chat?
Nope.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just saying
Oh,
that.
yeah, probably not. I don't know.
All right.